You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Shout out to Astropro for sponsoring this episode and providing us with free samples. Speaking of free samples, I am honestly so grateful because, as you know, this is allergy season in Texas. I think Texas is one of the worst places to live if you have allergies. I have this tree in my backyard. It is the cottonwood tree. I'm highly allergic to cottonwood, not only myself, but also Travis is, and I believe our children are. And Astropro has come in handy. It's a nasal spray, and it has made such a difference in my seasonal allergies. I feel like I can breathe, and it really helped relieve my symptoms quickly. Astropro is the first of its kind nasal allergy spray. It is the fastest 24-hour over-the-counter allergy spray. It starts working within 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take an hour. And if you've had allergies, you know that every minute counts. Astropro delivers full prescription strength indoor and outdoor allergy relief from nasal congestion, runny and itchy nose, and sneezing. Get fast-acting nasal allergy symptom relief with Astropro. Go to astroproallergy.com for a discount so you can Astropro and go today. ASTEPRO allergy.com. Astropro and go. Use as directed for relief of nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing, and itchy nose due to allergies. This episode is brought to you by Prolon. Right now, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off of their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
That's PROLON life.com/weeklydose for the special offer. That's prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
And this is your Weekly Dose of BS. And
Bonus episode.
a big, very special episode. First of all, it's a bonus episode. We're going to talk about all things Scandival and the reunion episode 2, which
We just couldn't miss this. We couldn't miss sharing our thoughts.
Yes. And then also a big welcome home to Trey.
Thank you.
Who just got back from the beautiful Florida.
Well, so yesterday's episode, I told you that I was going on this trip and I was staying at a 2-star hotel. Have you ever stayed at a 2-star hotel, Stephanie?
Maybe when I was younger.
You know, I'm going to be honest. This didn't live up to its 2 stars. I think those 2 stars were very, very generous.
Oh my gosh.
Well, first of all, when I agreed to go on this trip, I was just told it was Florida. And I thought, surely, I've been to this kid's house before. It's a very nice house. I was like, ooh, this is going to be like Boca Raton or Orlando or Miami or maybe Fort Lauderdale. There's a great outlet mall in Fort Lauderdale. I was like, I'm in. And then I land in the literal middle of nowhere in Panama.
I love it.
The airport is like... it is the smallest airport I have absolutely ever been to. Security was a breeze. There was just there were no terminals. It was just one. It felt more like an FBO, like when you fly in on a private plane. And the plane that I took there was about the size of a private plane. It was tiny, but it wasn't private. So I get there and I check in to the Beachside Resort Bar and Grill. Which was the first line. The lady at the front desk told me that if I rate them 5 stars, she gets $10. I said, what do I get? And she said, nothing. And I was like, okay, well, all right. Well, I'll see how great my experience is. And then she was like, but I will give you an upgraded room to the 4th floor. I was like, oh, how nice.
That's
maybe she'll get 5 stars. And so then I was like, where's the elevator? She goes, ooh, the elevator's broken. And I was like, no. So now I have to crawl my ass up to the 4th floor, which was
Trey.
Wonderful. And then I arrive in my room and I walk in straight into the bathroom. And this looked like a bathroom I had seen on a horror movie. Like it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. If I post on my Instagram story, if you want to go see it.
Actually, I called Travis yesterday and I was like, you must go watch Trey's Instagram story ASAP because you put him here. And Chance and I were sitting in the our little media room, crying, laughing at the whole experience that you had in the room tour. It was so
well, and let me tell you,
ridiculous.
it was not a resort. They called it a resort. It was not a resort. This was a motel room. There was no artwork on the wall. I don't know if it had been stolen or they just didn't want to put some out there, but there was a little $39 microwave. There was a full-ass refrigerator, a little kitchenette. Didn't open. A chair, 2 beds, and a TV from 2007, along with some plastic furniture on the balcony.
But wait, what color was the carpet? The carpet was like...
It looked like it might have been gray at one point. Some parts were blue, some parts were green.
Yeah, it looked like blue carpet. I was like, wow, that carpet's old.
It was everything. Every wall was a different color. Everything about that place was old. So then I went to go find myself some dinner. So I moseyed on down to the bar and grill section of this beachside resort bar and grill. I walk in and it was, I don't even know how to describe it. I wanted to take a video of it, but like I would have offended the people that were like genuinely enjoying their, I guess, meal. Like they had like mozzarella sticks and like a microwavable cheeseburger that was like $14. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Oh my God.
So I left and I went to Bayou Bill's, which was great. Walked up, they have alligators everywhere, like real live ones that scare you a little bit. So then to calm myself down, I ordered an alligator appetizer, which tastes like chicken. It was actually very good.
Have you ever had an alligator before?
Nope.
Oh, I would never want to even try it.
It was really good. It was Bayou Bill's is very nice. That was the highlight of my trip. But then there was a man sitting next to me at the bar that I swear he was a Russian contract killer. And the only reason I think that is because that's just how the day was going. And it would have been my luck that, you know, some man was sent there to kill me.
Oh my God.
That's how I felt. So then Cruz arrived and I was like, oh man, I can't wait for Cruz to see this. I was like, we will be at the Ritz in 5 minutes. So Cruz arrived, loved it, loved it. He said it was one of the best hotels he'd ever been to. And I was like, why? And he said, just the room was big. And I was like, okay, well, that's fair.
He's very easy to please.
I really thought little high maintenance Hollman was going to be like, we are out of here.
No, you had the wrong Hollman. I would have been like, we're going.
I know. I think even Chance would have been like, I'm not sleeping here. Mm-hmm. And the funny part is before he arrived, the mom of the friend he was staying with sent me their address and she was like, hey, if you want to stay with us, like we'd love to have you. We'll keep the boys out to the living room. And I was like, no, I don't want to impose. And I looked up the house. I should have stayed. It was this gorgeous $4 million home. Everything was Restoration Hardware, brand new. I mean, I had this gorgeous pool, this amazing courtyard, but there I was at the beachside resort bar and grill. So Cruz's only concern was he was like, are there bed bugs? And I was like, no. Meanwhile, my DMs were flooded with people sharing reviews of the bed bug issue at this hotel. I'm sure we got bit, but we made it back.
What happens if you get bit by bed bugs?
I don't know, like but I'll let you know tomorrow when it like swells up.
If you start itching, let me know immediately so I can share this news with Travis and laugh. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, and by the way, I did not book this. Travis didn't book this, and I wish I could tell you that Stephanie booked this. She didn't. This was Travis's assistant. That's where she put me. I was like, all right.
She's doing the Lord's work because look at this content.
Well, and you know what? And she sent me this hotel, and she was like, do you want to stay here? It's like close to where they're staying. And I did not reply quick enough. And by that, I mean, like, it was like a few hours until I got my confirmation. I was like, damn it. But anyway, that was fun.
Well, welcome home. Welcome home. At some point, you're supposed to go all the way to Oregon. So now we are all here together. And Trey's one thing to do today, besides sleep in a comfortable bed, is to watch Vanderpump Rules. So I'm excited because I watched it last night. It was weird. I watched half of it, like the last 30 minutes, because I was on my walk and I couldn't walk fast enough. And then I stayed awake for an extra hour and watched the first 30 minutes. So I kind of watched it out of sequence, but I'm interested to see what you thought of it.
You know, I laughed, I cried, and then I came over. It was interesting. You know what? I cried during the Sheena part. I laughed whenever Andy handed her the dismissal of the lawsuit because, like, that's cheap. That is just cheap. You filed that as a cop-out to not have to face her. But I cried when Sheena was talking about how, like, she was really there for her. And it just feels like the biggest betrayal. It's like I took her into my home when she didn't have a house. Like, she was really a friend for her. And then you're going to go and file a restraining order against me?
It's so
like
crazy.
that, it gives me chills because I would... And now that it's dropped, I really want to know if Sheena punched her in the face. I don't think she did, but she should. She should do it all over again. But it was interesting.
Okay, what I did not like is I feel like they're dragging out Raquel coming on stage way too long. Like, I wish that they would have at least given us 15 minutes. It was a cliffhanger, but it's almost like, at what point is she going to come on? Maybe she doesn't give a lot, or maybe they're trying to minimize her. I don't know. Or maybe they're trying to have the whole world watch because it's 3 weeks later we're finally seeing this.
See, I don't think so. Because I think they're trying to get to it as quick as they can, but I don't think they want to give her too big of a platform. But they also have, a whole season's worth of other stuff to talk about. And the only other really thing we've talked about in episode 2 is Lala's divorce, which was really going to be a big part of the season. There are so many storylines that are totally skipped over. Remember when she made out with Oliver? Like, that was supposed to be his big moment, and that is gone.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, but maybe that'll come out whenever she's out there. I'm sure they'll say something about it, but probably not like land on it, but probably to prove that this is a pattern that she has.
What bothered me though was, like, even when Sheena was crying and talking about, just how she was really there for Rachel. They cut to Rachel in her trailer, and she's just, like, still sitting there with this smug look on her face.
No,
like,
it's also weird that it does not look like from the previews for next week, where she actually gets confronted by everybody and has to kind of own up to it and face everyone. It looks like she never, like, you see
there's no
Sandoval
emotion,
hysterically crying. You see everybody on the cast except for her. And maybe she does, and they're just saving that. But it just looks so cold. I don't know if she took a bunch of Xanax or something. But
and at this
point,
it feels like, okay, something's really wrong with you. You have given no reaction to any of this.
Like, I would be so remorseful.
And there is no, maybe she's remorseful, but she's smiling. It's like, I don't want to see you smile right now. I want to see you be just a little bit sad that, like, you ruined friendships and lives and relationships.
Because if I watched my friend, like, even her sitting there watching Sheena, like, break down about, like, if you really loved that friend and they were really, like, I would cry. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've lost so much.
And, I hate, especially on, like, Housewives reunions, a whole walkout moment. Like, but you can tell that James is really trying as best as little James can to control himself. And that's when he has to walk away. Yes. He's trying to not lose it. So as annoyed as Lisa and Andy are getting with James for walking out, I think that's his way of being like, I'm either going to walk out or I'm going to punch someone in the face.
Yeah. And
that's fair.
Walk away.
It's fair.
Okay, so what did you think about their lunch break? Because people probably, everyone knows this because even Housewives, you see, we break for lunch. Usually they'll have us in, like, our little dressing rooms with, checking on each other with the cameras up, da-da-da-da-da. But it was interesting that the lunch break part, I thought, was actually the most interesting part of the whole thing for me.
I agree, and I wish it was longer. I wish that would have been more of episode 2.
Me too. I wish they would have said, okay, we won't film you, but of course they're both mic'd, so then we can listen to everything they were saying privately, because I feel like that would have been real juicy. But I thought it was really interesting that they filmed, and then you can tell that Tom knew that he was, like, going down in flames in this reunion.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was so emotionally distraught about not being able to talk to her alone.
Mm-hmm.
And of course it's because he's probably going to try to...
He's going to coach her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So they don't say the wrong things, so they don't look bad. So it can be as easy as possible on both of them. But I thought that was the most fascinating part of the whole thing. And I agree. I wish it was longer. I could have watched 30 minutes of that. That was very interesting.
It made my skin crawl. Like, because, and even just the way he said it, he was like, all right, I just did that. It's like, okay, well, then you kind of just said, like, you just put on a performance. If you're not saying everything you need to say to her, what else do you need to say that can't be on camera?
Yes.
It's weird. But I also wish the producer would have just been like, no, it's not happening. Mm-hmm. You signed up for this. This is what you're doing. But I also think they were trying to agitate him. Yeah. I think they were trying to get him agitated going into the next sequence to just, like, have him on edge. It's like, we don't want you feeling comfy at all.
No.
Which I enjoyed.
Because if they would have taken the cameras off and the mics off, they would have been able to comfort each other, and like, there would have, and that's got to be a really lonely place to be. It's actually kind of maybe worked out in a way where her and Sheena couldn't be there together.
What really irked me though too was when Tom called out Lala, and he definitely used it as like a dig, that she got her IUD removed right after Stassi got pregnant. It just seemed like he was pulling anything out of a bucket that he could to throw to other people to try to discredit their credibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that just seemed like a special like low blow.
Yeah. Or even whenever he said James, like he was doing it with a lot of people, like James
With that
slept with
Atlantic,
Kristen to get on the show.
yes.
And like it was kind of, he was
and
grasping
the
for
Atlantic
straws.
City story, like it's like, huh? But he's just trying to, I think he thinks that he's going to make himself more credible by diminishing other people's credibility. But it's like, it made me feel icky to like even know that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure there's so much more to that.
But if you think about it, that's kind of how even the Housewives franchises, all of them kind of like, there are certain people that don't do it, but there are a lot of people who are like, okay, I'm on the show and I am going to get another season, not by myself, but by like trying to show how horrible everyone else is around me or try to start drama with everyone else around me. So it's kind of like something that I've definitely seen before many, many, many times within the franchises, my own, other ones. But yeah, at some point, just when your feet are that close to the fire, you just have to walk it and, move forward. I think at the end, now I'm not a huge Tom Sandoval fan whatsoever, but with watching episode 3, I think I will walk away like at least I respect the fact that he is at least taking responsibility and crying and like emotional about it and realizes like what all he's done. And I don't necessarily think Raquel has. So between the two of them, like he's definitely being like in the heat a lot more than her with this group and with Bravo in general, I feel, with this reunion. But I think at the end of the day, people will probably respect the fact that he at least sat there and took it. Where I don't feel like she is at all. Like he's at least like taking it in, taking responsibility. I mean, like the next episode, like with him and oh my goodness, and where he's like crying and telling her how sorry he is, and then she's crying. Like, I don't know how you're Raquel and just sat there with a straight face. I would be like, oh my God, I've literally ruined people's lives.
Well, and you always say you can love to hate someone, but you can't hate to hate someone. Yes. So my prediction for episode 3 is they're going to bring this full circle and he's going to somehow try to redeem some friendships in the group.
Yeah.
Whether they accept him or not. Watching part 2 of the reunion, I now do not think Raquel is coming back.
I don't at all.
I don't. I think because no one will want to film with her, talk to her. I think she's going to be out, but he will somehow find a way to redeem himself with the fans.
I think it'll take a little bit of time, but I think you know what? He will. Here's the deal. When she's gone, he will find a way to redeem himself with the fans because people tend to forget things. People tend to have very short-term memory. And I think it's going to be a hard year, but next season, they're going to have to. I mean, I know how these shows work. They're going to have to make him somewhat likable.
Yes. And I want to go back and touch on something we just talked about. Was there, like within your cast, were there things that you all discussed like before filming or behind the scenes of like, hey guys, as a group, we are not touching this in so-and-so's life?
I mean, we always, I feel like not everyone agreed, but I felt like families, like we were, especially people who had families, like I would never do a low blow to families, never, like children were kind of off limits. Like I would never personally.
But like, was there ever a conversation of like, hey guys, this is going on in my life and I do not want this specific thing talked about on camera. This is going to be too far for me. Everything's an open book except for this.
I knew things going on in people's lives and I would have never, ever, ever brought it up. But I think that's why cast members told me in privacy, but never on camera. Like I knew things going on in people's lives. Like I knew when they were having a hard time. Not everybody, but certain people. But I would never use that to solidify another season for myself. I could never do that because at the end of the day, I had to live with myself. And I can now look at myself in the mirror and I mean, I wish I would have spoken up more because I feel like I always got so nervous around conflict. Like I really clam up whenever there's a lot of conflict going on. And I do that on and off camera.
Is there like one argument particularly you wish you would have spoken up more that was like either yours or someone else's?
I feel like it, yeah, like a lot of, not necessarily with my stuff, like, but definitely with other people's. Yeah. Like I wish I would have not jumped on the bandwagon sometimes to prove, because I think, especially in the earlier seasons, like when Brandy and Liam would have like arguments, I thought I had to be, like loyal, and it really wasn't about me. And I wish I wouldn't have gotten in the middle of that stuff because they could have worked it out. I didn't need to pile on top. And then even with the Carrie and Deandra stuff, I knew Carrie was going through a lot. But I wish I would have pulled her to the side, honestly off camera, because I know she was not ready to talk about like going through a divorce, but like even her and Deandra, I feel like there's a lot, like even Cameron and Tiffany. I did try to talk about, I don't want to talk about Tiffany and Cameron though, because they're just that whole thing. I did talk to people off camera to try to smooth things out.
Okay. So like Carrie's divorce, you knew about that going in
to the reunion.
Okay. Just to the reunion.
I did not know about that whenever we were filming.
Okay. So had someone brought that up and you knew that she didn't want to talk about it during filming, what would you have done? Ruin the scene?
If somebody brought it up and she didn't, and I knew she did not want to talk about it, I would have just took her side and had her back. But I did not. She was very quiet with that, and if somebody knew, they never brought it up during filming that they were going. I mean, but Carrie was also very vocal this season before her first season that her and Eduardo were having problems. But I did not know that they were like done.
That level. Yeah. So I think all that being said, the nice thing is seeing how the rest of the cast is rallying around Ariana.
Oh yeah. And we never had anything like this. This is like out of left field. I mean, if somebody was like, if two people were cheating, if somebody was cheating with another cast member's husband, like it would definitely go out like this. I feel like there's no franchise that would not end like this one, like none that I can think of. So this is something that's just so out of left field, which I think is why everyone's blown away.
How do you feel like Ariana's going to react to seeing Tom and Rachel in the same room? Probably for the first, definitely for the first time.
I mean, I think she's going to be, oh, by the way, what did you think whenever Andy was like, Schwartz move over because he was going to put Tom and Raquel by each other? Did you notice that at the very end? And Ariana was like, nope. No, he's not moving.
Yep.
That would be really triggering for me to like see.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you imagine like Zach cheating on you and then like the new guy walks in and so, I mean, I would lose it.
I would lose it. And I think she had every right to say, no, he's not moving. I think production's also trying to trigger her. They want a reaction of her too.
Thing. Yes.
But I don't know. I think I would probably break out in tears and then I would start throwing things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, I think she's.
I'm interested to see how she reacts to her walking on stage. That'll be interesting.
Oh, you saw her walk on stage though. I feel like everyone was super quiet.
Well, but we didn't get like the full. I want the full scope of like, who talks first? Like, is Ariana going to say who's she going to address? What's she going to? I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I think
I'm invested.
There's no way Ariana's going to address her first. I think she's going to start talking, and everyone's going to have a hard time keeping their mouth shut. But here's my prediction. I think she's going to be I think that Rachel will be pretty boring this next episode because she seems, I mean, I know we saw Schwartz take his Xanax, but she seems very like strangely calm.
Very
like,
stoic. It's like
almost like there's no emotion. It makes me feel like she definitely took medication.
No, or she's just like truly a psychopath.
Or like that's a weird,
like there's a real like concerning element around her.
Because I will tell you this, if I was sitting in that trailer watching that, I would be like crapping myself.
Oh, absolutely.
I would not be the way she was. There's no way.
I agree.
So that's why I feel like she either gives a lot and they're just waiting for episode, but there's a reason they held her until episode 3. And I don't think it's because I think it's because she didn't give a lot of emotion.
Could be.
Because if she did and it was that juicy, they would have had her.
Yeah.
they would
That's
have had it a two episode.
But also, what do you say? Like, what is there to?
I mean, I would be like begging.
Yeah, I just don't. I think she knows like there's no fixing this for her.
Yeah.
So.
But if she wants to come back and she's thinking this is her job, but she's not coming back, I see. I'm glad. I've said this the whole time. She's not coming back.
Do you have any insider knowledge on that?
I don't, but I just insider knowledge is the personality that she has.
Yep.
She is such in hiding. Like if you look, like I was looking the other day at her Instagram, she's not been on Instagram since like for months since this whole thing happened. And I feel like Tom's a little bit of a narcissist where he'll just kind of come back and just only let like 5 people who follow him say something. She cannot handle the heat. She's not coming back.
You know what would be smart is if they carried on the relationship, but she said, I'm not going to be on camera next year. And they carried that relationship on for a whole year, and then she came back. That, I think, would be a better way to reintroduce herself.
Maybe, yeah. I could see
It's like,
that.
stand by your conviction.
Yeah.
Do it privately, though.
Yeah.
And then come back in. Because also, I don't want to see your relationship.
No, because nobody's going to want to
No.
support that.
No.
It's so crazy, but no, we cannot wait. Next week, we're going to do, again, after the reunion. This week was just a little different, so we just put up a bonus episode, but next week, we will see you. I feel like next week's going to be so good. And so
Next
juicy.
week, I won't be at the Beachside Resort Bar and Grill, so we will have this for you on Thursday.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart, and you can follow our podcast on Instagram at BS the Podcast.
And on YouTube
At
the
Weekly Dose of
Weekly
BS.
Dose of BS. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.